eternal, baby. It's eternal, baby. It's eternal.
Woohoo! Our dance party, our divine party here every day, because every day is a special day. As you know, one of the problems this civilization has is that we don't have a natural calendar. I don't know when is the last time that we did, but we observe this very unnatural calendar and we pretend like it is the year 2022, 2023. And that is a great cosmic joke, of course. But hey, we need to do some timekeeping now that we always pay attention to this unnatural time. But every day, yes, it's really nice to internally align with nature. As you know, she always says, mimic nature, mimic nature. And so as we mimic nature, we mimic her flow. And for example, if you watch Suspicious Observers channel, which I do every single morning, just like 2 minutes of the videos of what's going on the sun and what's going on in cosmos. So the earth is spinning much, much, much faster. That's pretty incredible. And I know many of you actually saw this, let's call it then last year, this year in our meditations. So very often when we would meditate, we would have these visions in our third eye and we saw how the earth is increasing her spin. And yes, she is increasing her spin. So it's good, to liberate the mind from all the different culturalizations that took place, not only in this lifetime, but all the others who came before us, and to be free, to listen to Mother Nature, to be the one who listens. Now, I was looking for a picture that I think Tigger would enjoy here. I found this artist. She's a student of fine arts somewhere on the East Coast, and she has this fun art. And I thought this is a fun art of a magician. It has all the different magical elements and the magician, the wizard within us. We are remembering to be the wizards of rainbow light, to align with all of nature. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I really like this. The sacred geometries in nature. Really fun. And so the wizard is within us. The magician is within us. The one who actually is the cause is within us. And this is really important. The cause of our lives is within us. The rainbow light, the source light, the rainbow body that we are creating. And where we have abundance of this source light is always in nature. This picture, you can really study it. And I did create a little bra for that lady up there who's holding the earth just because, And so it is good to remember that we are magicians and that we work with Mother Nature, that we work with the elements, that we work with really just Cosmic Mother. And so today I call it a ceremony because we will look at this adventure that we have been upon and all the things we have done. So in this group, we often work with the beautiful teachings of Yogananda, but not just the teachings that he delivered to humanity while he was on planet Earth, but also the teachings he keeps delivering, of course, from the higher realms. And so Yogananda and all the great yogis and all the great masters, they still keep working with us, of course, even when they depart from the body. And sometimes they go through their own enlightenment when they leave the body, meaning they realize, of course, more of what is. And so we have that great chapter of Sri Yukteswar coming back to Yogananda from another planet, Hiranyaloka, and delivering great knowledge, which is a chapter in the autobiography of a yogi. And so today we will open with the steps that Yogananda gave us. And we will go through those it's really 5 steps of first purification, then going into the angelic queendom, getting some color into our body. It's always good to get some color. I don't know if you guys are doing maybe these steps or if you are adding color to yourself, but every day, set yourself up with some color. So, and if you woke up laughing at night, that keeps happening now. Absolutely. And that is because when we are in the ethers, we actually see what's going on. And so there is a great reason to be laughing now in the middle of the night when you're asleep. It keeps happening. And so, yeah, waking up smiling. I love that. It's so wonderful. It's happening. It is. It's so much beauty unveiling. And so today we will go through the 4 or 5 steps, which means we will be purifying. So we're going to take it fast. I'll play the video that we created for the last steps. And we will be going into the angelic queendom, adding some color. Then we will merge with our soul, then with the spirit. And from spirit, we always go to source. And these really simple steps are actually very profound. They are also part of the transmissions with Oren. And so many of you have worked with us with Oren, and we will be once again today receiving a transmission with Oren. And so, you know, it's very simple steps. For those of you who are the mystics of yoga and Taoism, for example, I'm now deeply, deeply studying Taoism because everything that Divine Mother taught us actually can also be found in the ancient teachings of Taoism. And so even in Taoism, it's all about first contacting your soul body. After you really get to know your soul body, to get to know your spirit body. So they are distinctively different, and yet it is all one. And so we go from our being here to our soul, we contact the soul, and sometimes the soul doesn't really pay much attention to, you know, our own being, which is very strange, but it's about directing energy. So when we start reaching out, we get attention of our own soul to a point that really the soul becomes our soul body. And then we go to spirit, the ocean, and that's exactly, again, the teachings of Yogananda. And we also have been doing it when we work with the different star energies, where we contacted really our soul body, our spirit body through these stars energies. And so it's good to know that we have many different bodies, but we want to be expanding into them to truly, truly embody our multi-dimensional self. It gives us expansion of consciousness. And as you know, consciousness equals love. And so the more consciousness we embody, the more loving we become. The more loving we become, the more we open up to our own consciousness. And again, you know, it's a beautiful game of expansion. And so, yes, I actually hid the video of the light body for now. And I'll explain it later. But what is then next? So you go from your own being, you purify the human self, you go to the angelic queendom, you get some color in, and then you go to your soul body, you explore the soul body, then you go into your spirit body, explore the spirit body. And when we do this, and I want to say long enough, but maybe that's not a good idea to explain it in terms of time, but when we fully explore the spirit, then we actually then merge with our source. So let us go into the video that we created, which is about 13 minutes, all these steps. And also it includes the breath, Hamsa. So for me, Hamsa is done through the spine. So if you want to be engaging your spine, really the channel within your spine. And when you breathe hum, you breathe up. When you breathe sa, you go down. So it's like an elevator within the spine, if you remember. So here it is. Step 4 and 5. Exploring spirit and making contact with God. The goal of our existence is to realize God. When we realize God, we realize our highest purpose for being. Yogananda will guide you through 4 steps that lead to a direct experience with Divine Mother and God. It is not really possible to fully know and understand God through a belief, but it is absolutely possible to get to know God through your direct personal experience and contact with the Godhead. When you make a direct contact with Divine Mother and God, you will be forever transformed. The ultimate transformation available to us in this world is the transfiguration from an ordinary human to a divine, Christed being of rainbow golden light. We all share the same blueprint of our highest potential, and together we shall realize it. Let us begin by meeting Master Yogananda inside his hermitage in Encinitas, by the living fire of God burning in the divinely consecrated fireplace. Throw the brown cloak of your human unconsciousness into the golden white fire of God for a definite transmutation. We perform deep purification so that our energy and vibration can match the highest frequency of God and Divine Mother. As we purify, we liberate our being from all burdens and we expand into more lightness. Purification alone is very important, but to prepare for the ultimate encounter with the Creator, we are guided to revisit the realm of angelic healers. The angelic healers are masters of light work. They will once again align, restructure, improve, expand, and harmonize our light body and energy. Follow Yogananda to the vortex portal of ascending light on top of the cliffs above the Pacific Ocean in Yogananda's front yard. Together with the Master, you rise from the earth to the realms of angels. They greet you with so much love and adoration. Very pleased to see you again for more light upgrades. You lay on the crystal healing bed and relax into this beautiful ceremony of light. Your energy body and your light body are being upgraded to a very expanded state of great luminosity and a much higher vibration and frequency. This will allow you to match the high intensity of consciousness you are about to experience. Receive this great gift of light, sound, beautiful fragrances and essences of flowers and crystals. Thank the angels, and if you wish, visit their heavenly queendom again tomorrow. Now follow Yogananda into the even higher soul plane. It will be easy for you to find your soul, as you already made contact with this large being previously. As you face the golden white ocean of spirit, simply float to the cosmic egg of your soul and enter through the membrane, which allows your soul to experience itself as an individualized being. The internal world of your soul is so very vast. It's like swimming in a sea surrounded by so many fascinating energies and images, stories and experiences, rivers of light and sacred geometries. Spend a few moments inside the world of your soul and see if you can dissolve your own boundary to become larger and larger. The more you surrender to your soul, the more soul power and consciousness you can embody. Experiment with becoming formless, like water in the sea. Our divine blueprint is expansion and evolution. When we expand into the greatness of our soul, we start fulfilling our destiny. As you expand throughout your soul's cosmic egg, you eventually reach the membrane boundaries of your soul in all directions, and that is a moment of breakthrough. Now you are ready to expand beyond those boundaries. You might discover that your soul is being nourished by the flow of life energy that flows into the soul from the ocean of spirit. All souls are nurtured and nourished by the spirit. The light of spirit allows the souls to create dream realities. Source light flows through all souls to give them the power of creation and creativity. It is time to make contact with that spirit that sustains all souls, including your soul, which then in return sustains you. See where spirit flows into the soul and move out through that portal, out into the ocean of spirit. This is an ecstatic, liberating experience. You are now in the infinite ocean of spirit. Golden white light surrounds you and fills you up. Become one with the spirit. You can easily achieve that by dissolving your own form. Become formless light. Your consciousness is now one with the Great Spirit, and yet you also behold your individuality, your ability to perceive the Great Spirit from your unique perspective. You are like a drop of water in the ocean. Where do you begin and where do you end? Enjoy this blissful expansion and keep expanding with each breath. You no longer have a form. You are one with the ocean of golden white light. Yogananda reveals to you a secret breath. You are formless consciousness, but consciousness has a rhythm. Hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa. Align with the sacred sound of God. Hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa. Feel the motion of hum, sa, in and out. Hum, sa, in and out. Hum, sa. Like a wave moving gently in the body of the ocean, moved by Source itself. Hum, sa. Experience the ebb and flow. Hum, sa. Become hum, sa. The one with the Creator. To fully experience the Spirit might take some time. Now you know how to reach the Great Spirit. Visit often to build an intimate relationship with the Spirit. Get to know the Spirit well. The more you can embody the Spirit, the closer you shall be to the Godhead itself. Eventually, you will find the source of all that is within the Spirit. It is an adventure of exploration. And let love be your guide. She will guide you unerringly to God, as she is God. God is a frequency to be discovered within the spirit. You will be able to easily uncover the great mystery by repeating this process. And now Yogananda will guide you back to the earth, to the hermitage in Encinitas. You both step into the multi-dimensional elevator to descend down through the many dimensions back down to the cliffs above the Pacific Ocean. Yogananda will now transmit a super powerful blessing of golden white light directly into your crown. Relax, let go, trust, and surrender. Allow this divine light to travel through your nervous system to upgrade you to the next level of your consciousness. Accept your new state of being as a divine human. It is time to thank Yogananda from the bottom of your heart. You can visit him anytime and repeat the 4 steps as often as you wish. Yogananda will always support you energetically and bestow Divine Mother's grace upon you infinitely. May you always shine the light of God fully and evermore. And so it is. Thank you for receiving so beautifully as we step into, again, the mystery together. And today, once again, with Oren. So these are the steps that many of you have completed with us. And they are really steps that keep on unfolding. So it took me 2 years to go through these steps with Yogananda every single day. And so sometimes it is the physical human time here as we measure it. But it really is building us up in intensity. It is on YouTube, and it is one of the steps we took with Yogananda. It was called the 4th to 5th step with Yogananda. So for those of you who feel drawn to this, you can take these steps every single day. It only takes a few moments because it's all about aligning us to higher and higher frequencies. And you know that Patricia sent an email today, which was about we're still working with those beings that came to visit from very high places. And what she mentioned in the email, if you read it, is that this only was possible because humanity was ready for higher intensity. And that's what it's all about. For example, when we receive these blessings and these transmissions with Yogananda, it is always attuning us actually and our nervous system to be able to receive higher and higher intensity of this really electromagnetic transmission and the light, of course. Because if you took beings who are super unconscious and they are not ready and you blasted them with divine light, it's not going to be useful. And it might be actually very disturbing for them, right? And so we want to always be ready for more, ready for more. That's it. And so let us get ready for more. As you know, we are working always these days until Divine Mother changes the plan from new moon until full moon. And so the new moon we had in December, and the full moon will be on December 6th. And so we are building up. And today's transmission will be once again from Accelerating Your Evolution with Oren. I will again pause recording so that you all can play this for yourself when you work with the album yourself. And it will be working again on our cellular level. I just have to always find it. So the journey we're working with today is going to be activating our evolutionary codes, which is track number 9. Pretty incredible. Again, this was given to us today. So 24 minutes of beautiful meditation. To me, this was an amazingly beautiful, not only an activation for our consciousness, our light, stepping into our soul, stepping into spirit, and having all these beautiful beings transmit to us, but also the fact that we got to bless humanity, bless the earth. And so let us acknowledge all the beautiful teachers we've had in this lifetime. You know, the student has to be ready, right? And so many teachers find us. It's not that we find them. And to me, for example, that's how it works with these master teachers like Oren, like Yogananda. They find us. And it's good to acknowledge every single teacher we've had, even if the lessons maybe were small, and to look back and look at this lifetime and say every single one of them liberated us for more light. And so they are all valuable. And I wanted to say it because I was listening to someone on YouTube yesterday who is a wonderful teacher. And this person was sharing how some of her students turned against her. It was a woman. And I thought, how silly is that? Shouldn't we all just really appreciate every teacher we have? And just because we feel like moving on, it doesn't mean that the teacher is bad. We just move on when we move on. So I always say, you know, I acknowledge all the little teachings and all the big teachings. And I remember it was a time when I was so incredibly excited to be learning, you know, the conversations with God a really long time ago. And I was consuming it every day. I was like crying with happiness, reading conversations with God. And, you know, I always say, you know, today I don't listen to the teachings, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means we simply move on. And so it's a shame to me when someone, you know, has to actually spend life force on some negative energies and calling someone, whatever they call it these days, false light. No, everyone's doing their best. And so the same, you know, Eckhart Tolle, I really enjoyed Eckhart Tolle books about the power of now, and just so much love his experience with his Kundalini awakening in the middle of the night. And today I don't listen to Eckhart anymore, but again, it served its purpose. And so again, let us acknowledge all of that. I think it's important because, you know, the person I was listening to yesterday, I felt really sad that actually within the spiritual community, just because we feel like moving on, we don't have to create negative energy around it. We can actually create love around it and appreciation around it. And so that's very important. So as we mimic nature, yes, you know, it's really important. We always create good energy around everything and love around everything and appreciation around everything. It actually, you know, when we start saying, I don't like this, and then even go into like really disliking it, we are actually misusing life force. So let us be truly responsible with what we do. Always moving forward with love, always with love, always with love. It's very important. I appreciate every single teacher and student on this planet doing what they do, because I truly believe everybody's doing their best. And sometimes the best maybe is not your best, but it is their best. And so, yes, every single thing matters, no matter what it is, really, as long as it is done with the intention of love, which I believe it is. And so, you know, Divine Mother told us about mimicking nature and about being one with her and being like her. And I wanted to recommend, I was not recording, and that's fine. But for those of you who have Gaia TV, there are so many wonderful shows on Gaia. So many wonderful ones. And I was watching a documentary with my husband yesterday. It received many beautiful awards, and it's called Aware, Glimpses of Consciousness. Have you guys seen it? I'll share my screen here. It's really about mimicking nature. And what's so wonderful about it, and we'll close with that. I just quickly want to recommend it. If you can see it here, it's called Aware, Glimpses of Consciousness. It was such a wonderful documentary. And to me, what was so beautiful about it, in this world where we still, you know, put science first, unfortunately, and not the magical science, but really just science, which seems to be very narrow-minded. It's really wonderful to see like researchers, PhD researchers, you know, it was German researchers and Australian researchers who actually took magic mushrooms, I believe. And when they took magic mushrooms, they realized that nature is conscious. And when they realize that nature is conscious, then they take it back to their research, and that actually then can create experiments that are funded by, government. And they came up with this amazing result of the research, that actually plants have consciousness and that plants are intelligent. And it was an Australian-Italian researcher. She conducted incredible experiments, actually. It's fascinating. And she was so wonderful. She was just so filled with love for nature after her experiences with magic. And they realized that you can actually teach plants, that they actually have so much consciousness that not only animals can learn, but plants learn too. And there was the experiment when they actually petted a plant. And when they petted a plant, the plant had a reaction they could measure. So the plant liked to be petted. Now tell me if that is not amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that takes everything to the next level. So let us go and pet some plants. It was very sweet. Yeah. So again, we will be continuing we repeat the same thing today, and then tomorrow we'll be working with those beings that Patricia brought to us, or that came here, and we will be receiving another initiation from them as well. Beautiful. Have a beautiful, blessed, what is it, New Year's Eve, and for some of you already New Year's Day. And let us celebrate life as we always do every single day with petting some plants. So thank you so much.